Yo, 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 yo. It's your boy Coach Juan, and I'm back with another video, man. I'm gonna start off a little different today because I got coming on today. And the guests from episode 3, they have something in common. Hold on, give me a second. Yeah, you guessed it. They Hales alum. So I'm rocking Hales today. Shout out to Shannon Yerger for helping me get this hat. He took it right off his head. So I had to come back with the glasses too, because this special guest right here, man, his story is amazing, man. It has some really, really rough patches. It has some really, really good times. He is a Hales graduate, of course, class of 2002. Um, was one of the best running backs I've ever heard my father talk about by far. He had to be 6'2", 200 some pounds from how my dad explained it. And then he showed me the film and he bagged up every word he said. Man, that guy was crazy good. A lot of D1 offers, and he chose the University of Wisconsin. Without further ado, my guy, my dog, Dwayne Smith. Yo, man, how you doing, man?
Man, everything smoothie, bro. How you been, man? It's been a minute.
Man, I've been well, man. I just want to say from the bottom of my heart, this is an honor to have you on my platform. Do you know, like, my father used to talk about you so much. When I think about an ideal running back, like if we just talking about an ideal one, the first name that come to my mind is Dwayne Smith, because of
Yo,
how my father talked about you. He talked about this one play. I don't know. I think you guys was playing Leo at Hills before the turf on the grass where the glassy shit was. Y'all was on the one
right.
yard line. I know you know this play. Y'all was on the 1 yard line, toss sweep left, and
hmm
you did a spin move, took it back the opposite way for 99 yards. My Lord, when he
Man,
showed me that film, I wish I could get my hands on it right now. When he showed me that film, oh my God, this
yeah,
dude is crazy good. And it
yeah,
makes sense that, you went on to Wisconsin and was immediately the man there. But let me not move too fast. Let's slow it down for a second. How did my father influence you to become the man that you are today?
man. Okay, we gonna go right there to the
We're
we
gonna
jumping
go
right
right
in.
to we jumping right to
No,
the deep end.
all right, no doubt. Let me do the proper greetings. I'm
Okay.
I'm I'm just as honored to be on your show. You know
Wow.
what I'm saying? You a legend yourself. You know what I mean? So
Wow. Thank
I
you, man.
appreciate you for reaching out and asking me to be a part of your platform. Yeah, it's an honor. It's a blessing. So salute to you and your family, bro. Your mother, your sister. And of course your pops, bro. Of course. So which lead right into the question you asked me, how your pops has impacted my life. It's like I don't even know where to start. It's from
I
it's
know.
from the energy level to and passion, energy and passion
Mhm.
and anything that you do, right? Because I'm gonna
Yeah.
tell you this, just as passionate and energetic as he was on the field, on the court, he was the same way in the classroom. You
Yeah.
understand? He was the
Yeah.
same way in the classroom. And so and when you see that consistency, and I'm telling you, because you're not gonna just you know your pops. I'm sure you heard stories about your pops. You're not gonna
Yeah.
play with coach.
Yep.
And so
You know.
and because of that, it's the same way in the classroom. There's no disrespect. And so I'm saying that to say this. I learned from him to have passion in anything that I do, anything.
Mm,
And
wow.
if I don't have the passion for it, then don't do it. I also learn from them, um, just the discipline, and knowing that if it's something that you care about, you know, it's extra things that you got to do to better yourself. Also the balance. Like I said, of whether it's the field in the classroom, and just the dedication, man, and the dedication, being dedicated. Like I said, I don't want to just speak to the sports side of it because this is with anything.
Yeah.
I remember them days when he was up when coach came up to Hales when I was a sophomore, right?
Okay.
And I remember he would have. I can't remember exactly when, so I don't want to be totally. How much younger is your sister than you?
7 years.
Oh, she's 7 years younger than you. That's wild.
Uh
So she wasn't there at all when I was actually in the school then.
no,
So
no.
right. So you say you so this had to been my maybe my junior senior year. But I just remember them days that coach would come up there. It could have been, but you was one then, so I don't see it because like I'm thinking like
Yeah,
99. So but I remember
yeah.
them days when he would have you with him. And
Uh,
and your mother would be up there. Y'all like the whole family up there coming around. And it's like just that element, man, the family element, and being dedicated. That's definitely what I learned from him. And not and letting people know that you're not playing. Like
yeah.
so people don't play with you. I learned that from him too. You know, let people
Yeah,
let people know where you stand right away, so they
yeah.
know not to cross the line and play with you at all. And if they do
Yeah.
cross that line, give them that reminder. I
Oh,
give
for
them a
sure.
reminder for
Yeah, for
sure.
sure. Yeah,
Yeah,
nobody played with my pop, man. I for damn sure didn't.
yeah.
I know.
Uh-huh.
Hey, he kept everybody around him in line and in check, but that also helped him to keep himself in check. You know what I'm saying?
Word.
He
Absolutely.
kept, he was very big on accountability. You know what I'm saying? Being accountable for your own decisions, like good or bad, be accountable. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
That's what make you a man, you know? And
Yeah.
I got so many gems, but that being accountable stick out. You know what I'm saying? That's what make me the man I am today, about being accountable for my actions, being real, never being fake, always authentic, trying to always tell the truth, never lie. You know what I'm saying? Shit like that, because all that
Yeah.
matters. Because I
Yeah.
know he talked about karma a lot. You know what I'm saying? I know you
Hmm.
remember him talking about
Well,
karma.
but he wouldn't use the word karma. What he would say? He would
What?
say it was two words that he was using. He would say poetic justice. That's what he would
Mm,
say. He would
that's
say,
deep. I ain't heard that in
word.
so long. That's deep,
No, yeah,
Dwayne.
word. And then of
That's
course,
deep.
you might think of the movie, but in reality, it's just what coach would say in regards to poetic justice is if you living right, good things will happen. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying?
Yep.
If you're not living right, you know what I'm saying?
Bad things gonna happen. Yeah.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
essentially, that's what it came down to, man. And even to he would come with it from the sports aspect.
Yeah.
But he would also inform us that because he would say the same thing in the classroom and relate it. So it was beyond sports, man, beyond the field. Just if you a sports guy, you play ball for the people watching. It's like
Yeah.
yeah, if you got a goal and you dedicated to that goal, you gotta put in the work. You know,
Yeah, for
if you don't
sure.
put if you're not putting in the work, you're not gonna get the results you want. Same thing if you're not a sports person, if you an office person or you a business person, right? It's like
Yeah.
the same thing. You got to put in the work if you want to see particular specific results. So that's what it is.
Wow, man.
Coach
Yeah,
Coach
that's
gave Coach gave the type of jewels that it transferred through all aspects of life. It wasn't just for one
yeah.
thing.
Yeah, and you just dropped some gems on my viewers right now, man. I appreciate that because I know somebody out there need to hear that I need to just consistently go hard, put my head down and work hard. It's gonna pay off. It
It's
may
gonna
not
pay
show
off.
right away, but it's
Right.
gonna pay off if you work really hard. That's a testimony to you, man. you worked your ass off. According to my father, I was so young, so I don't specifically know, you know what I'm saying, how hard you really work, because I was young. I didn't understand what hard work was at 4 or 3 years old. But from what
Yeah,
my father talked about when I got older, before he passed me, he said you was probably one of the hardest working people he know when it come to just in the weight room, in the classroom, and that's why you was a D1 athlete with multiple offers and a valedictorian of your high school. So
right.
that leads to my next question. How was Hale's culture back then, and how did it impact your life?
In my era, it was about 450, 500. It was something like that. You know what I'm
Well,
saying? It was
that's better than what I had. I was there. It was
yeah,
151. Like it was two.
that's
It was
crazy.
a bad, but it was
How long
actually
you was there?
real.
How long was you there? Because I know you went. Then you go
two
to
years.
Phillips, right?
I
Okay,
was
right. Yeah,
yeah, I was there for 2 years before it closed down. Whether they took the football program out and then the basketball play the next year went down to state, lost, then they closed down that year. You know,
that shit
so
crazy. That's
it's
crazy.
crazy. And on my last episode, episode 3, which is probably out now if we're watching this one, um,
Right.
I explained that I feel like everybody who was involved with Hales, from people who graduated like yourself or people like me who just been there since I was born, I feel like we need to all come together and get that back going. We they worked so hard to get that field redone and get bleachers, and they was thinking about rebuilding the B building, never got done, and it was to the point where they wasn't even using the full school when I was there because we didn't have enough kids. Like,
That's
and
crazy, man.
yeah,
It's wild because you know what I think kind of affected Hills a little bit too.
what?
But I want to get back to your question, but I think uh the urban prep, how would you say, model, the urban prep model, which was similar, you know, and then you got Tim King, who was the Hales president. You know, when I came in, Tim King was the Hales, and when that's a whole nother story, right?
Yeah,
But
right.
you know what I'm saying? Because as far as what's going on with that situation, but
Yeah,
he was at Hales, but then he took that same model from Hales and then did the urban prep thing.
yeah.
Now you got students able to go to school for free. You know what I'm saying? Hales was more you had to pay unless you
Pay
was on scholarship or something.
scholarship, right?
Right. So, but yeah, I think that had an effect on Hales along with I don't know, man. That Mike and his wife Juanita, they gave 5 mil to Hales
Man,
back in the day. And it's like somebody
yeah.
some people was putting that pocket in that, man. That ain't that all that money ain't go the way it was supposed to go, bro.
For sure,
That's it.
man.
It's no way. It's no way, bro. Because I remember seeing plans for reconstruction with the B building when I was in school. I
Yeah,
remember that. So it's like, yeah, I don't know what they was. It was some shiesty business going on.
some going on under the table for sure, but regardless of all that, man, Hell's was a place to be, man. It was a culture, it was the vibe, you know what I'm saying? It was our people, and we held it down. It was the male side of it. And of course though, when we had our parties, I know parties probably was lit back then too. Hell's
Mhm.
homecomings was always known, so
Right,
it was
right,
just
man.
it was
Man, come
49th
on.
was, yeah, 49th was the place to be if we're being totally honest. But how was the Hell's culture then between 98 and 2002 then?
I'll go through the years for you real quick. Like
Okay.
I remember '98. I'm coming in. I'm a freshman, and
Uh-huh.
shout out to Richard Gardner, that whole class, this whole senior
Yes,
class,
sir.
man, from Wookie to Jamani and
Yeah.
Worm and it's Lorenzo.
Yeah.
It was the man, that whole
There's some
squad right there.
names
All of
right
them,
there, boy.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
there's some
Like,
names.
and I'm leaving Vernon to it's a few more. I'm leaving out. No, it's Vernon was I think under me. I'm talking about his older brother though. No, yeah, no, it's Vernon because Lavelle is the younger brother. I'm talking about
For
his older
sure.
brother Vernon. He was a part
Yeah.
of that class too. To Chris, to Tank, to it was so many, right? But
Yeah.
that whole class, I'm coming in, and so they was on that. they was some tweakers. Like they was big on Wu-Tang, and I remember for
Yeah.
basketball games they got the brush. They had a brush, the hard, the hard wood brush, and they like at the basketball game getting you know what I'm saying, getting
Oh yeah,
excited,
yeah.
like
Oh,
they be
that's
like,
a real
yeah,
throwback.
man,
Making beats out the brush. Yeah.
yeah, with
Yeah.
the brush on the wooden stairs at the games, they
Yeah.
sending it up. It's like it's live in that. And then
Yeah.
I'm talking about that's one of the little chants. It was on some send it. That was a whole other thing too. But and then just that the camaraderie. I remember seeing ones like going out to Providence St. Mill. It was like a playoff game in Providence St. Mill, and ones
Okay.
would go in the hallway real quick, do some push-ups real quick, and then come back in there just so they could have a swole look, just so they could be in there cheering and cheering the basketball team on. So it was a lot of the
Wow.
brotherhood, the it was like a fraternity in a way, if you will. It was the real brotherhood that where ones wanted to, even if they didn't play that sport, they just wanted to support their other brothers, right?
Yeah.
So and then big on Wu-Tang, right? Wu-Tang heavy,
Yeah.
right? Wu-Tang crazy. Then so like then 99, right? So 99, I'm a sophomore. So then, man, my sophomore year, I started playing varsity and shit.
Okay.
Um, and then and
Okay.
then and then because then while we talking about this, I can just talk about the music too, because it kind of go hand in hand, and that's what I'm doing now. So for later, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? So
yeah,
I
we're gonna
can
say that for the
you know
later
what I'm
question.
saying?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Right. But look, I remember too, real quick, freshman year that homecoming, that that DMX shut them down, open up shot. That type of shit was out. That was
Yeah,
real. That was popping outside playing and shit. Right. So
yeah.
then sophomore year, you got we was doing our thing. I was playing basketball. It was
Okay.
wild. It was a lot of love. We was more so of a because also my freshman year, we had went to the playoffs in football.
Uh-huh.
Um, or they almost went to the playoffs. They lost to the St. Viator team that had Walter Payton's son. Jared Payton played on that squad actually, and Artist.
Wow.
Yeah, and so
Woo.
yeah, that was a crazy game too. I remember that.
That's
They played there at Hales too. And ones was
wow.
wondering like, man, ones was thinking like, damn, is Walter Payton around here somewhere? Because he'll go to
Yeah.
his son games and shit, but we ain't see him.
Right.
But that don't mean he wasn't there, but we don't know. But
Right.
anyway, so with shit like that going on. Sophomore year, it was cool. Like it kind of went down as far as football because we was reloading, and then my sophomore year I came up and played varsity football
Okay.
because I got it just like I shouted out Richard Gardner. I got to shout out Talib Wise, right? And both of them, like how you mentioned me as you know, a good running back, I got to shout them out because them was people that I looked up to. Richard Gardner,
Okay.
Talib Wise, right? Like I'm
Uh,
looking at them like, damn, they nice. I gotta steal some of that. Okay, I gotta use that right there, right?
yeah.
And
Yeah.
and even though everybody had their own game, it's like you could recognize when somebody nice, and it's like and they older than you. It's like, okay, yeah, I gotta incorporate that into my game. So I gotta shout
Yeah.
them out.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
that year, my sophomore year, Talib had left and went to Simeon, and
Wow.
a lot of people was mad about it. And but I remember Lebo went over there to Simeon. He was tearing up the public league. 'Cause some of us would go over there to his games at Gately Stadium. You know what I'm saying, to
Uh-huh.
support him. And but we were still doing our thing in basketball or whatnot. School was cool. We had like Miss Smalls. We had that type of thing where you had the grandmother. She was a teacher, of course, but she was like your grandmother too. You know what
Uh-huh.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it don't matter.
Yeah.
It don't matter if you was a good guy or you tried to act like you was a tough guy or a bad guy. You was gonna if you came in her class, you was gonna listen. You understand? She gonna
Yeah.
talk to you like if she you slugger, she'll call you a slugger if you lacking, you know what I'm saying, in class and not doing what you're supposed to do. She'll say you're a slugger. I remember yeah, it's like you had situations like that, man, and you had the different teachers, Mr. Griffin. Mr. Griffin, he was like a history teacher, right? And
Uh-huh.
he'd tell you stories about whatever the subject was of the day. He'd tell you stories, and I swear, whatever the subject was, he'd relate to it and act like as if he was a part of it, man. I swear, like he said,
Wow.
he was in. He said he got shot flying when he was flying a pilot in the war. He said he was the older guy
Wow.
too, so I don't know which war was this, and it was hard to believe, man. He told us one story about how he said his mother had got hit by a bus and his wife had got hit by a train and they both survived. or it was the opposite. It was his mother that get hit by a train. And I'm talking about, I remember this stuff because it was so
Yeah, that's crazy.
unbelievable.
Remember that, like,
Yeah, yeah, but it was a few things that you remember, But you just had those type of teachers, man. We also had a hip hop like when it's homecoming week, So
uh-huh,
this is another thing about Hales, right? So I
uh-huh,
speak. Let me speak to this first. So during hip hop, during homecoming week, we have like different activities,
uh-huh.
and rap was a part of that as well, to where you would have little competitions to win an award, and if you made it to like the top 10 out of the school, you could perform in front of the school or whatnot in the gym. And, so I done did that a couple times. I remember Cap, Corey, I think he go by Broadway right now. I think he go by right now. He was a
Okay.
year older than me. But yeah, but you think about it, you had ones like Bump J. I went to Hills for a little bit, right? Like,
What? Wait, wait a minute. Hold on. Wait. You said Bump
yeah,
J was on 49th?
yeah, bro, he was at Hills, bro. It's
I
it's
did
it's,
not
it's a
know
it's
that.
just a That
Bump
him and
J.
Parquet cool. That's how him and
Wow.
Parquet cool. Because Parquet went to Hills. KD.
I
He
didn't
was
know
in he
that
was in
either.
Brooklyn.
Did you know Bump J daughter went to school with me at Phillips? This is a
That's
small
crazy.
world, man. It's
Hmm
crazy. I did not know Bump J was on 49th and Cottage, man. That's
Now he didn't graduate from there, but he did
for
go there
sure. Right.
because he would have been probably around the same year as KD because I remember KD at being at Hills. You know what I'm saying? I think he was maybe 2 years older than me. So shit, I don't think he was the same as weekend.
Wow.
But yeah, man. So the environment, I remember I put it to you like this. In classroom, I remember the upperclassmen to try to, mess with the younger classmen.
For sure.
I ain't
That's
really I didn't
every yeah.
I ain't had them problems though, I tell you. And I ain't even saying it like on some tough talk. I'm just saying I never really had them type of problem. And then
Right.
remember it would be situations where they'd be throwing pennies in the hallway, you know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
that's a
Or if we
throwback.
even
Yeah, that's a throwback.
yeah, or in class. I remember in class because we was at an all boys school, so it was some
Yeah.
you had to figure out ways to keep it
Entertain
light in
yourself.
regard. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So one man, if you ever went to sleep in class, one's taking your book bag to the back and they taking your books out, flipping your back, you know what I'm saying, flipping it inside out, putting the books back in, zipping it up. Your stuff in the back of you waking up looking for your bag, your stuff flipped inside out. So now you got to go through
Yeah.
that whole process of flipping all that. It's just little, ones. I
Yeah.
remember ones used to throw stink bombs in the hallway. You
Man,
know,
they still was doing that when I was at Hales. Boy, that's
yeah,
forever gonna
that's
be a tradition.
worse.
I
I'm
see.
like that was some of the worst, man.
Yeah.
I hated that, but
I
yeah,
hate
man,
stink
it was
bombs.
so it was a competitive environment, and then I
Yeah.
speak to this like my year specifically. I came in where like, I was playing football and then we had a guy playing baseball and he was like real good. He got drafted out of high school, but he didn't take that route for whatever
Mm.
reason. Dion McDaniel. And then you
Wow.
had Jawan Stalling who played basketball. And
For
Jawan
sure.
was
Shout
pretty
out
good
Jawan.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah, shout out to Juwan. So and then of course, like us, we talking about Sanders, you had Renell and Brian that
Yeah.
came over there from there. And then there's so many more. I don't want to leave nobody out, but
Yeah.
but just saying that it was a real competitive type of school to where even in the lunchroom
Yeah.
we battle. I was battle rapping in the lunchroom. We having battle raps. One's doing beating on the table,
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
kicking
Yeah.
rhymes in the air. So that whole
Real
environment, it
fun.
was it was like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
how I would describe it, bro. That's what it was like, man. It was good.
Man.
And then artists that came through that, like myself, and then how I mentioned the bump and
Uh-huh.
Parquet, but Larry Johnson. I went to school. We went to. He came in with me. You don't even know who I'm talking about, but I'm about to say his name, and then you're gonna know. So
Okay.
Lil Larry, we called him Lil Larry. You know what I'm saying? He came in. Larry Johnson came in with me freshman. We graduated, seniors. You know what I'm saying? Hills, but
Uh,
and then a few years later, he became known as Pac-Man. You know what I'm saying? The creator,
wow.
the creator of drill music. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
R.I.P. Pac-Man. You know what I'm
Wow.
saying?
Yeah. Rest in
R.I.P.
peace, man.
Larry Johnson. So
That's
it's like, yeah, it's a lot of historic
Hells
stuff.
have real legends walk through their building. You know what I'm saying? And that was just at your time. That's not to mention JaVale McGee and you know what I'm saying, Jerome Randall, Matt Humphrey, and all them down the line. Like Hells had real legends there, man. Shout out to Hells. I don't think it's no school like it for real, and never will be. That culture is unbreakable, unbeatable for real, man. They undefeated right now in my eyes. Is
Right,
that they
right.
undefeated right now? But let's go back to your junior senior year. How good was Hales football back in that day? Because my dad really spoke on those years often.
My junior year, I want to say we had a better line,
Okay.
offensive and defensive line.
Yeah.
Um, um, but I'm thinking about which team was better, right? My junior year,
Right.
senior year.
Right.
It ain't even to separate it, but it was some differences. But I don't know. But my senior year, we went to the playoffs, right? You know what I'm saying? We
Right.
lost the first game. We played Marion Catholic, but that was like the first time we went back in a little bit. So
Right.
that was cool. And but I say this, we was we was in the Catholic League, man. You know what I'm
That's
saying? So the
why
Catholic League, it's real. It's real in the
it's
Catholic League. And we was
real.
we was playing schools. Let me see, like Loyola and Fenwick.
Yeah.
We played Joliet Catholic. I remember playing
Uh,
Joliet Catholic.
Gordon
Um,
Tech.
Gordon Tech, yeah, Gordon Tech.
Yeah.
We beat Gordon Tech, but yeah. So
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, we
Yeah.
beat them, but still the Gore-Tex, the Leos, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
but it was so for our conference, it was it wasn't too tough, but we had, some
Uh,
you think of the dance like about it. Like we went to the type of school where a football team normally come out is gonna be about, especially in high school, is gonna be about a good 50, 60 guys, right?
right.
At a
Right.
bigger school might be more, right?
Right.
We was at this type of school where we come out, it's 20 to 25, maybe 30 of us. You see what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Guys going both ways. So,
Yeah.
it's a little different. But even with all of that, we still had some nice skilled guys. I ain't
Exactly.
gonna tell it, I ain't gonna tell a lie, but
Yeah.
we still had real nice skilled guys. And
Uh-huh.
anytime we had to play anybody we played, we was coming with it. You know what I'm saying? We gonna get it
Yeah.
in. It wasn't, we wasn't the best, you know what I'm saying? But
Uh-huh.
we had some skilled guys that helped us get over the hump. Like
Yeah.
Willie, shout out Willie
Uh-huh.
Neely, was
Uh
our QB. He was a
it's a
tight
good
end, and
name.
then yeah, he was a tight end my junior year, then a
Uh,
quarterback senior year. All around athlete, man. Willie could play baseball. I heard he smacked like I don't know if it was 350 footer or a 450 footer, like a home run back in high
wow.
school. It was one of them, like some he you know what I'm saying? And he could play basketball too.
Yeah.
Then we had guys like Abuku and Anulu. We had your James Nash. We had like little, we
Yeah.
had Martell Williams. Martell
Uh-huh.
was, a West Side of he was a little guy, but he had character and attitude, and it
And
went
heart.
far.
Yeah.
And heart, yeah. So
Yeah.
we had guys like that, man, and then we had some. Now I don't want to be disrespectful to our alignment, at all. So like Joshua and BT and Bruce, so few names that I recall right now. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
um, yeah, man, we held our own. We held our own. We
Yeah.
didn't win every game, but we was
Right.
putting it down. You know what I'm saying?
Right. At Hales making it to the playoffs is almost like our championship for football because of how hard our and rigid our schedule always is. You know what I'm saying? We never had no walk in the park type schedules where we gonna go 7-2 or something like that. Because if we do that, I mean we're beating some of the best teams in Illinois. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? And that's
Exactly.
very
Exactly.
hard to do on a consistent basis. You know what I'm saying? So, especially when you only got 20, 25 players that's actually
That's what
playing.
I'm saying. Right.
You feel me?
Especially when
So,
you got low numbers like that. Yeah, it's
but it
not
helped
ideal.
you guys to beat adversity. It taught y'all character, and you still was able through all those situations make it to a high major Power Five D1 college at Wisconsin, man. So
Right,
shout
right.
out, shout out to
Absolutely.
Hales, man. Yeah, shout out to Hales. It was
I gotta while we doing that, I gotta shout out my pops. You know what I'm saying? I gotta shout out my pops because if it wasn't
yeah,
for my
for
pops,
sure. Shout out Coach
man, because
Smith.
he was the one that was going around taking my, he was doing my film. You know what I'm saying? It
Yeah,
was the film that he had that he was going around. sending the film to Wisconsin and
Man.
Northwestern and Michigan
But let me
State.
let me get a viewers a light. The light
Yeah,
of actually not what we know now, sending the film like through DMs and Twitter. No, he had a VHS tape recordings,
word,
get it, and he's putting
word.
it in the mail, sending it to colleges. That's what he
Word,
mean. So he was doing way harder work, but that's what it takes to
word.
be a good father. For one, that's what
Yeah,
it takes to be a good
right.
father. If you really believe in your son, that's what it takes to get your son to the next level. At that time, you got to do what you got to
Yeah,
do. Man, shout out to Coach
word.
Smith, man. Shout out to
Yeah,
your
yeah,
mom. You guys, you talking about
yeah,
my family was family oriented. Man, your family super family oriented. From you, Tariq, Derek, Malik, Von Dale.
yeah,
I can just
yeah,
name so many
yeah,
people that like
yeah, yeah.
I fuck with your family. Like y'all
Yes,
are for
sir.
sure family. Like
Yes,
real
yeah,
spill. Like
yeah,
if
yeah.
blood don't make you family in this case, because
Right,
we deeper than that, boy. Y'all have
right.
been here
Yeah.
through the beginning to the
Yes, sir.
end. Real
Yes, sir.
spill. Like
Yeah, yeah,
shout out to the Smith family, man.
yeah.
Y'all really the
Yeah.
goats. Y'all really the shot goats. Not just you, the whole family shot goats, man. From your father on down,
Respect.
man. Real
Yeah,
spill, man.
for sure.
But
Absolutely.
let's talk about that. What made you decide to go to Wisconsin? I know you had a lot of offers, a lot of people talking to you. I mean, you was a bigger back, so you know people
Right.
love that. So what made Wisconsin different?
Yeah. So, really, what it came down to at that time in my mind, they
Yeah,
had a business. Like, so of course I'm thinking football first, right? But
right,
my mom, she instilled the education part into me, right? And
for sure.
so, so of course, you know, they ran a pro type of offense. They ran a
Yeah, for
pro
sure.
offense, right?
Yeah,
Especially for the time. Especially for the
yeah.
time, it was more of an eye offense. Nowadays
Fullbacks and
it's
tight
more,
ends. Yeah,
yeah, yeah, exactly.
yeah,
More of a West Coast offense now. But
yeah.
I'll tell you this, and we still call it this to this day. Wisconsin is running back university. We call it RB University, running back
It
university,
still
running
is.
back, right? So and so right, because we was putting up 1,000 yards a year, right? So
I can name
um
so many. I
yeah,
can name
exactly.
so many.
Man, that's what I'm
But,
saying. And so it's like came down to with them, having a pro offense
uh,
and just how cool Coach Alvarez was, Barry Alvarez, man. He was the
okay.
coach at the time. He not I don't even think he the eight. I think he recently retired from being the athletic director of that shit. I wouldn't be surprised if he run for mayor or governor of the state or something. I ain't
Wow.
gonna- so, like, he
Yeah.
like that, but his whole vibe was like on some mob boss type of like just real laid back, cool, and I remember he came to the house, man, and to my house, man.
That's huge.
Eh,
That's
eh,
huge.
Yeah, yeah, we had a few coaches come there through the house, and I'm in the hood on 80th and Drexel, you know what I'm saying? Right over there by
Yeah.
79th and Cottage, you know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
it's like they was coming through there though, you know what I'm saying? Because they wanted me to
Yeah.
come there. So it was I would say that not only did I have I like the colors red as well, right? It's funny because I played for the Washington Park Redskins, right?
Shout
So
out
you know
Washington
what I'm talking
Park.
about,
You
you
know
know what I'm
I
saying?
played
Shout out
there too,
Washington
man.
Park.
Shout out
You know what I'm
Washington
saying?
Park,
So it's
man.
classic. So you know what I'm saying? We got a few mumbles in when I was there, but then I'm at
Yeah.
Hales. We read then I
It's
so
right
West
down the
Bend,
street for
Wisconsin
real.
red. Is that
Yeah.
literally? And then Wisconsin red. So it's just like, man, it was my colors right there, right? But
Yeah. Yeah.
I wasn't too much of a stickler with the color, but it just all lined up. It just all happened to line up from.
Yeah.
I like the Coach White. That was his name, Brian. I just
White.
like everything that was going on, and then they had a good business school as well, which
Okay.
is what I wanted. What my mind was, I'm like, I'm gonna get a business degree. So boom, and
Yeah.
so it was like they both matched up, and because to me, like my when it after everything came into perspective and focus for me,
Okay.
it came down to Wisconsin and Northwestern. And
Mm.
and the difference of it was, which is funny, is that Northwestern, who runs out of the shotgun, and they was doing a
Uh,
lot of, they didn't run a pro offense because they was doing a lot of
right.
option. And the
Right.
option ain't in the league like that. Now you start to see a little bit of Lamar Jackson doing some option here and there, right?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
But that is so it's like I was trying to go, so I'm trying to get to the league. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like that was
What's the
that's
best
the goal.
path to the
You know what I'm
league? Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
Exactly. And then Wisconsin was they was putting more people in the league.
18 yards on the touchdown pass.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So with all that combined, it was like, yeah, I gotta go here, man. This is
You
my first
gotta
shot.
go there, man. I ain't gonna
Yeah.
lie. From what I hear, man, Camp Randall is definitely like no other. You feel
Oh
me?
man, no question, bro. I
You feel
promise.
me?
I promise. It's a real culture. So yeah, absolutely,
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah.
It's like
So
it was some of the best and some of the some of the best and some of the worst times of my life up there. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
But
and you
overall, out of everything, it was good for me. It was a learning lesson.
yeah,
And you know, um, it's just it's life. You know what I'm saying?
it's life. Yeah, I actually was about to dive into that touchy situation. I want the people to hear from your side, your perspectives, because once that
So
story.
before you go there, you gotta talk about what happened. We got to talk about why I stopped playing football. See what I'm
Oh,
saying?
okay, then let's take it from the
So
top.
that's
Then
that's yeah,
let's
that's
take it from
that's
the
what
top.
that's like all that's why I say it's a few reasons why it's why I say it's some of the worst times of my life. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying?
Uh-huh.
But one of the main reason why it's one of the worst, which trump anything to me for me, is I couldn't play ball no more. You know what I'm saying? I'm
And why
playing as
couldn't
a
you
true
play
freshman.
ball?
Right. So I play as I'm a true freshman playing as a
Yeah.
sophomore. And then going into my junior year, it's crazy because we had a camp. We got to go to camp. And then see back then when you went to camp, we away for 2.5 weeks. You're doing
Okay.
doubles, you know what I'm saying, two a
Uh-huh.
days. Sometimes you do three a days. But you
Damn.
can't like now in college and D1, now they can like go home. Like when I say go home, not to their real home where they from,
Right, but
but
back to their
like you
dorm
go
and
back to
stuff.
camp, yeah, back to their
Yeah.
dorm. When we was away, we was at it was a seminary. You know what I'm saying? That's where we would
Yeah.
go, and I had our rooms, and we there for the 2.5 weeks, man. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
One's getting homesick. I definitely was homesick my freshman year. Like I seen people that was older than me, like it was a tight end. I remember my sophomore year. He was like a junior that time. He
Uh-huh.
left in the middle. Him somebody else. They left in the middle of camp, like they snuck out. Ones wake up
Wow.
the next day, like it'll try you. But anyway,
Yeah.
so we at camp my junior year, right?
Uh-huh.
I just leave a agent meeting because it's like after my junior year, I already had it planned out. Like, man, I'm gonna go crazy this year, and I'm a dip. I'm gonna go to the league after this year. I wasn't
Yeah,
gonna do
you
all of
was
this. So
turned. You was turned.
so so we doing that, and then like like we have practice. Or before practice, like I
Okay.
went from that meeting, and then we had right after that meeting, we had to go to physicals. You have to get your
Okay.
physicals,
Get
right?
your physical. Yep. Yep.
Right. So now we go do that. Then I'm getting my physical done. They hear a murmur, and so okay, cool. That's all right, whatever. So they then I go to practice, and they had set me up with an appointment like the next day,
Okay.
and then to further investigate that murmur, right? So then they send me
Right.
to the University of Wisconsin Hospital. And then they do an ultrasound on my heart, and then the doctor come back and say, "Yeah, you're not gonna be able to play this year." And I'm like, "Man, what are you talking about, dude? I
Right.
gotta go to
Right.
I
I'm
gotta go to
going to the
practice right
league.
now.
Right. I'm
I'm
going
like,
to
I
the
gotta
league.
go
I
to
ain't got
practice right
time.
now. I got
Right.
practice right now, man. Holding me up. I'm late right now. I gotta get up out of here." And
Right.
then but they was saying that it's HCM or hypertrophic cardiomyopathy, whereas
Wow.
a thickness in the walls of the muscle and of
Wow.
the heart muscle, particularly in the left ventricle. So it's four chambers of the heart, and this was more so in the left ventricle, which is one of the more critical areas. And
Mhm.
because of that, I had to stop playing. And so it broke me, man. I was crushed. I remember coming back. When I came back from that, I went right to Coach White. I'm like, man, like I was balling. Like
Yeah.
I
I
was
mean,
broke. You know what I'm saying? I told him like, man, you can't do this, man. You can't let them do this. You know what I'm saying? You can't let them
yeah.
take this from you.
It's like your future being snatched right in front of you.
Yeah, yeah. So it's like even with all that, that shit, that in itself, even right now it hurt. You know what I'm saying? Just thinking about that
Man,
shit.
I'm hurt for you, my guy,
So
because that's all
yeah,
my father talked about. It really hurt him.
yeah,
He like, man, I know 100% sure Dwayne was going to the league. It was already set in stone. You was like that since you was in high school, my guy. From what my father was telling me, he said, I know for sure. I knew that guy. I was gonna see that guy play on Sundays. He would say that if he was still alive to this day, he would say he would have known you would have played on Sundays for sure.
Yeah. But you know, like we say, life happens, and so
Life
I couldn't
happened.
play. So then, what I did do, I just finished that year out, help coaching. I
Okay.
slid around, I stayed around, and I helped coach. They honored my scholarship until I graduated, but just for the rest of that year of
Uh huh.
'04. So I played '02, '03. So the year of '04, when I first got diagnosed with that,
Uh huh.
they had, and then so I stayed in coach. But after that, I stopped coming around because I couldn't be that close. You know what I'm saying? I was still trying to do stuff to where I could play. I was trying to figure it out. And then they
Yeah.
changed head coaches, and I was asking the new head coach. I'm trying to think of coach now. He was good people too. He had ended up leaving and going to Arkansas. He was just at Illinois. I don't know if he's still there. Billima. Is he still?
Bellamy.
He's probably, yeah. No, from
Bellamy.
but Billima. He was at Arkansas. He at Illinois now, right?
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. He just did good last year. Yeah, I think yeah. So he had came over there. He went to Iowa. Like him and Alvarez both went to Iowa, but he younger.
Uh
But because they went to Iowa, um, the Hawkeyes, it's like they had a little bond there, so he brought him in. I tried to
huh.
get Coach Billima to reinstate me, like put me back. You know what I'm saying? Get the
Yeah.
and so we tried to redo it, but I couldn't get past the doctors. You know what I'm saying so this is 2000. This is oh no, you're right. So that didn't happen first. The other situation happened first that you wanted to bring up, and that's crazy. So you
Because
got to
that's
understand
how.
that
But that's how I
that's
heard it
all in
though.
that same that's all in the
That
same year. This is all in the
wow.
same year.
All in 2004.
It's all in 2004. So that
Wow.
happened in that. So what I'm talking about now happened in the fall of '04. What you want
Okay.
to bring up, and we could go there right now. That happened that happened in the top of '04, like February or something. You
Wow.
know what I'm
So
saying?
take that from the top. Talk to the viewers. Let them know
Yeah.
how
So
from your version because clearly it wasn't true. You feel me? Because you will still be in jail now. Clearly it wasn't
right.
true. So
So
tell it from your
yeah,
version.
yeah. So first, so we even know what the people talking about. I was a junior. So in my sophomore year,
Okay.
um, I'm 19 years old, right?
Yeah.
I was falsely accused of rape,
Uh
right?
huh.
So that was a whole thing, and being arrested and 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 confused and just and thinking your life over. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Type of shit,
Yeah.
right? And then
Yeah.
you know investigations start to happen, and then we find out. But to get to that, and this just for everybody out there, so it's like I remember that day. You know what I'm saying? Like that's some stuff you will never forget.
You
And
will
it's like I
never
gotta,
forget.
yeah, it's like like me coming up, like we all got mothers, right? Right.
Yeah.
I hold my mother in high regard. I
Same
got a
here.
sister. I got two sisters. You know, and I'll do anything for them. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
and aunties, I got a cousin, a first cousin that I look at as a sister as well. But anyway, this and this is why you have to like for me, this is why I tell a lot of young guys too, from high school to college. It's like, man, get you a girl. You know what I'm saying? Get you a girl that's gonna give you something that's so you got somewhere to be, type shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like cause when like it's cool to if you want to do your thing, but you got to do it smart too. So in regards to this what happened with me, right? So I remember we had like it was a basement party that night,
Okay.
right? One of the guys was throwing a basement party. That often happened. One of the guys it could be at somebody else's house, but this time it was in my man's apartment building basement. We having
Okay.
a party in there, getting getting drinking. I was
You lit.
back then when I was
Yeah.
back then when I was playing ball, I wasn't a smoker, you know what I'm saying, but I
Yeah.
would drink,
Uh huh.
because Like I ain't want to smoke. You know what I'm saying? But you could drink though, right? I shouldn't have did both, but it's still cool though. You do what you do. But we drinking and shit, right? And so then I'm about to leave the spot. So I go back to my so it's like my man's he had it's like two buildings. It's like two apartment buildings, right? One in the front, one in the back. So if you understand, if you can follow, in between the front and the back is a like a parking lot, right? But the building it's the same building owner for the two buildings. It's the same building owner. So my man's he stay in this building in the front,
Okay.
and the party was in the basement of this building in the back, right?
Okay.
So so I go put my everybody knows this is my man T Hayes, right? So
Uh-huh.
it's a few people hanging out at T Hayes' apartment, and then it's a few everybody else over there in the party, right? So if
Yeah.
I go before I even went to the party, I go to T Hayes' spot. I put my jacket up, hang out at T Hayes' room for a little bit. I put my jacket up in his room. Then I go
Uh-huh.
over there to the park. I go to the party and I'm kicking. So I'm about, like I said, then I'm about to leave the party. So I go back to T Hayes' room and I go in his room because, like I said, I'm about to grab my jacket to get up out of there. And I'm
Yeah.
in the room and I see it's a little session going on. You see what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
And what I mean by that is, and I don't want to get too, you know what I'm saying, but it,
Yeah.
it's you know what I'm saying, but it's a male and a female engaging, right? Having
Yeah.
relations, right?
For
So
sure.
so they lit, I'm lit, I'll come in, grab my stuff, and I know the guy in there. And it's
Uh-huh.
people and it's people in the apartment, like in the living room, in the kitchen. You know what I'm saying? It's like I
Yeah.
said, it was people already in there before I even came in there.
Right.
So I mean to the party. Before I even went to the party, it's like, so I go in there. I'm like, man, Aaron, this is my man, Aaron Watt. I'm like, man, what y'all got going on in here? Right?
Right.
What's going down?
Right.
So, so then now it's going down in there, and
Uh-huh.
everything is consensual, right?
Uh-huh.
Even even when everything is done and over with, I'm still in the apartment. I leave out. I remember going to the bathroom, bro, right after the
Uh-huh.
situation.
Uh-huh.
And I remember the female coming into the bathroom as well and trying to use it was no problems. There ain't nothing happened. But she trying to use the
Right.
bathroom, I'm using the bathroom. I'm like, hold on. But point being, it was no problems, right?
Right.
It was people in the apartment and it's sitting in the living room and everything, right?
Uh-huh.
So we chilling in there. That's what I'm trying to give you a just a
A
vision
full,
of
yeah, a full visual.
yeah.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
So this is after the intercourse, right?
Uh,
Consensual.
Uh-huh.
So then we leave out, go to the bathroom in the same apartment,
Right.
come out. All right. So now we chilling, right? Later on. So now I'm chilling a little bit. I was about to leave when I said originally, but then that situation happened. So now I'm just chilling, lingering a little bit, and then I
Right.
and then but so I'm not in no rush to go anywhere. I'm trying to give you
Right.
a understanding of because if
Like I ain't
something
do
like
nothing
that
wrong.
happened,
Why would I?
is
Yeah. Yeah.
exactly I'm trying to give you understanding. So
Yeah.
so and the same thing with her. She didn't just leave right away. You understand what I'm
Right.
saying? Then it's like time went by. Then she left. I left. Right. The next day.
Uh-huh.
I get a, I get a, it's a knock at my door. I got a roommate. My roommate, B. Will, he played receiver. He got drafted by the 49ers and shit.
Okay.
So, I get a knock at my door. We in the region, and it's the fucking police coming to the door. And then they talking about what happened. Like, yeah, it was a situation last night. Somebody said so. I can't even remember. It probably was like 10 o'clock or something. But I remember one of the officers that was with him was like one of the police guys that be with the squad. It's like always a guy that'll walk out. If it's at the
Yeah,
end of
yeah,
the
yeah. Y'all
game,
always have
you see like the sheriff, the
a
coach that walk
sheriff
with walk
leading.
out with the
Yeah.
coach. Yeah, but
Yeah.
he wasn't a sheriff. He was like one of the like I don't know what he was because he did have like a sheriff hat, but he wasn't dressed in no sheriff outfit. But
Okay.
anyway, his name was Bruce, and I remember he came in with the other officers and shit. I guess he was trying to make it an easy situation, but it wasn't an easy situation for me, right?
It can
But it's
never be
perfectly good,
easy. It can
right?
never be
So so
easy.
so then from that moment right there, they coming in and now they saying they asking questions and they trying to figure out stuff and then now they taking me in for questions, telling
Mm-hmm.
me it's like, what's going on? And
Right.
so and then from there that you have it. But I just gave you the, the crux of the situation. And so now,
Yeah.
okay, so now we in the midst of the so now I'm being falsely accused. I'm I had to, be in the county for a little bit,
Wow.
probably for a few days and like a couple
Wow.
days or something, and then I'm out. And then and then now my name, you know what I'm saying, being shitted on ESPN and the Tribune and all of this, right? So and then now
Yeah.
we get to the case. Now we get to the case, and my lawyer got a private investigator. Now we start finding out information like old girl was a. I don't want to be disrespectful, but old girl was like that, like when she got around to where it was, they found multiple semen from different people in her when they did the DNA test. Because when you have
Oh
they got to do a
man.
rape kit and all of that. So
Right.
they found exactly. So now they seeing all of that, and now they asking. So then they asking about other partners, and now they and then when I say they, I'm talking about my lawyer's personal investigator. So now he
Right.
going finding out. He see who these people are,
Uh-huh.
and now he going to talking to them, to
Right.
those people that had sex with her as well. And, had,
Uh,
and they telling her different, more intimate things. I ain't gotta go all the way in there, but the point
right.
being, bro, they find out shorty like that. Before it even went to trial, I think I had a preliminary hearing. Right
Okay.
before trial, you have preliminary hearings, right? So I went to
Uh-huh.
preliminary hearing. We going in there, it's like, damn, I'm thinking this. I'm still thinking like, bro, is this shit really finna happen? Like this shit is crazy. And
Right.
then, like, I don't know how, it was probably a month before trial or something. I
Uh-huh.
get the phone call like, man, the case is dropped. They found out she basically committed perjury. And basically, when it got dropped, when the DNA came back, and what I'm telling you about all the other DNA and how she kind of, I don't know what story she told, but they found out she lied though, essentially. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it just but after your name get shitted on like that,
Right. It ain't no
um,
kind of no
it's like
recovering for it.
it's like
Yeah.
it's like I mean, for me, for the people that know me, they know what it is. The people that know me and interact with
Right.
me and know my energy, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
It ain't nothing but like I do recall like getting like some little, I don't want to say no death threats, but I was getting like little emails and shit in school from people like saying shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm thinking like, wow, this shit crazy, bro. People out here is crazy and don't
Really
even know the
believe in that.
situation, really believe in
Right.
it, and then want to make threats, you know what I'm saying?
You feel me?
Anyway, so it was a wild time, man. So that was earlier in the year, and then like I said, and then they finally come back like, yeah, they dropped the case. It was the whole thing with her, bro. Like even within the investigation, they found out like things about her father. Um, then I'm getting too much into it that it wouldn't really matter. But it's like they found out things about her father that had affected her and why she was doing some of the things she was doing sexually. You know what I'm saying? If you know where I'm going.
Wow.
So it's just
Yeah.
like, yeah, she kind of came from a wild background and stuff. So, and then it was just a wild thing, man. And but my family was with me through it all. Um,
Uh-huh.
and I just had to maintain the course, man, and keep my dignity intact because I knew what I did. I remember when cameras was coming to me, and I just had to tell look at him with a straight face and hold
Yep.
my chin up high, man, and talk to him. So
Yep.
I done seen some challenges, bro, from so that happened earlier in that year, and then
Yeah.
later in the year, I'm going playing ball, and then that happens to me.
With the
Then they
heart
start,
murmur.
then they
Right.
like, man. So somebody in your family got this, and then that's when you come to finding out that my grandfather has the same thing. But because he didn't play
Wow.
football, he didn't have any of those type of he didn't have anything for it to be found out. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
As far as doing physicals or anything to that degree to really see. But
Right.
once that happened to me, they're like, man, you should have your family do some history to see if it's anything in your family. And they came
Yeah.
to find out my grandfather had it. So it's like rest in peace to my grandfather,
Rest in
but
peace, man.
yeah, but that's where it comes from. It came from my grandfather, and so it's just it was a wild thing, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I just want to say from the bottom of my heart, man, I apologize about that situation. I know I'm not the reason for it, but it's just like I hate hearing stories like that. And that's the reason why I want you to come on here to explain your story from your angle. You were going to the league, my guy. And I'm going to tell you something. And I don't even care who's listening. Your situation is the reason why I would never, and no disrespect to him, ever mess with the white woman. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Because that situation can happen, and it have happened many times,
plenty
multiple
of time.
times, and they don't get in trouble for it. It's not.
Yeah,
It's barely a slap on the wrist, and you're
yeah,
ruining people's life. Like
yeah.
you couldn't come
That's
back for
perjury. That's
like that's what I'm
perjury.
saying.
Yeah,
Like
yeah. That's perjury, man. Yeah.
I
But even still, it's like you know, what can you. I don't know where. I don't know where she is in her life. Um, I remember having like real thoughts, like man, like just wishing the worst on her for that type of shit. You know what I'm
yeah
saying? It's like now, I done got to the point where it's like, see, this the other thing that happens out of that. It's always it's two sides to the coin,
yeah
and it's like now it's like I don't wish nothing on her. I'm no good or bad. It's just I don't have that same disdain the same way that I once did.
right
Because what that situation, and I can't even say that situation, to be honest with you. It's more so what happened to me with football being taken from me. You know what I'm
yeah
saying? That was like the worst of the worst. I ain't gonna even
yeah.
stunt. See
That's
that
really the
right there.
worst, right?
I had to deal with the press and being lied on, but
Right,
that the truth gonna always prevail
for sure.
versus a lie. The truth gonna show its face versus a lie, and it did. But the thing that hurt the worst was when I couldn't play ball no more. Because then it was like I was in a state of depression and I was in
Mhm.
denial of it. But I was in a state of depression for some time. You know what I'm saying? And
Wow.
and, and trying to work through that and and just not wanting to live a lot of what I'm saying, shit like that type of shit, bro.
Yeah.
So it's like but I was able to find it was like a spiritual awakening for me. You understand what I'm
Wow.
saying?
Uh-huh.
So it's like and it's messed up. It's sad that it takes tragedy for you to find your spiritual awakening. But a lot
Yeah.
of times that's what it takes, man. And I feel like if it wasn't for that happening to me with football, it ain't with the situation with the girl. It's like that happened. It came. It was very bad, but it's
Yeah.
like I said, it was more so with the football for me, man.
Yeah.
Where now I'm looking within, trying to figure out why is this stuff happening, and then
Yeah.
I'm searching for answers, and then now I'm starting to, like I said, it's a spiritual awakening. So I look at it as a lesson with both situations. And going back to tapping in with as far as the female, that's why I want to read say that again, like for the guys who out here,
Uh-huh.
playing ball or whatever you do, even if you're not playing ball, if you know what I'm saying,
Uh-huh.
you a play, you call yourself a player, that's cool, you do that. But I say this, right? All that where you trying to get a female out of body just so you can do something to her. That's crazy.
Yeah,
You want
that's
people, you
crazy.
want people, you want people to be in their right mind. Now, what I'm saying
Uh-huh.
is, do that mean y'all don't partake in some, whatever y'all, if y'all drinking a little bit here, and I'm just talking about to where ones is just totally slap. I'm talking about on
Right.
that side.
Can't
But then
function.
ones,
Right.
yeah, because then one's not making sense of what's going on.
Right.
So you don't want to do that, all that, all that running trains and all that type of shit. That shit dead too. You don't want to be
A
doing
hundred
all that.
percent.
Because that type of shit can turn ugly too for whatever. Somebody don't like how something happened and then want to say something. So I'm just saying. So
Yeah.
but if you are out here and you got multiple women, that's cool. But make sure you telling them. Get them that respect. Because I tell you this, like in my day, I would do this. I would tell women like, man,
Uh-huh.
you're not the only one. I'm saying, and
Right.
just because when you give them that option, a lot of times you will find that a lot of times they still talk to you. They
Yeah.
might act like they won't, but they are respected. Or you will find the ones that don't. But
Right.
so I just do want to say that, like, And also, man, get you one that, because when you got one, it gives you something to do. You got somewhere to be. It keep you out of
Mm.
trouble. You know what I'm saying? It's like
Yeah,
them the
yeah,
type of, it's like, because when you out with your guys kicking it, that's cool too. But when you with them all the time, it gives the potential for certain things to happen, especially with the type of environment you be in. But if you
right.
chilling with your lady, if you chilling with your lady, you on a whole nother frequency. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
Fact.
so that's I just be trying to lay it down like that. You know?
Facts. I ain't gonna lie, man. I can second that. I definitely am. I'm 25 right now. I'm searching for me a nice young lady. You know what I'm saying? To help me
Mhm.
start my family because I always watched my father and mama be in love all their life. You know, no outside anything. You know, so all I know is being a good man and being married and having kids in that order, not the other order around. Like that's how I was raised. You know what I'm saying? So I I'm in search for that one special one myself. You know, so I,
Right,
I
that's what it
definitely
is.
I definitely accept
Right,
your
yeah, right,
yeah, your advice really it hit home for me, you know what I'm saying? And because of your situation, it make it hit home even more. Because what if, you know what I'm saying, they couldn't find out the real truth and they really because
right.
it happens a lot of
It
times.
happens.
People
It
be locked
happens.
up for 60 years and ain't did nothing. They getting wrongly
And
accused for nothing. Then get free, then they want to pay them all this money. Money don't take away all that time I spent getting my
uh,
ass beat because they think I'm a rapist and I'm not. You feel me?
or all the
So
time you spent away from just family and away from
yeah,
progressing
yeah.
and
Your
developing. Like,
kids, watching your kids
yeah,
grow up and stuff like that. Yeah, like
yeah, nah, that's crazy. Yeah, yeah,
yeah, man. But so bring us up to date, man. What's going on today with
yeah,
Dwayne
yeah,
Smith, man? How
yeah. Yeah.
how's today looking like? How was the new and improved
So,
Dwayne Smith?
right, so man, let me say this, like, man, 2021, I
Okay.
had a transplant. I had a heart transplant, right?
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, you
I did
didn't know
not know
that.
that. I did not know
Yeah,
that.
bro. So it was like things started going downhill for me. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
It had got to a point where I had a defibrillator right here. You know what I'm saying?
What?
Yeah. And then doing all of that, and because of that, I would have a lot of shocks. So it was stressing my heart. And then, with all of that, that's what led to the downfall of it, and then me
Uh-huh.
having to get a transplant. So now,
Wow.
now, now all that's gone, and yeah, bro. So I say
That's a
this though,
blessing.
it is, man. I give you a different perspective. I done had to. It's the same perspective from me having open hearts before that, but
Yeah.
it just give you an appreciation of life. I say that, right? And then
Yeah.
but I say this, man. I've been on my music too. You feel me?
Okay.
Because this the thing. Even when, like I told you, from high school, I was doing it, right? And
Uh-huh.
I've been doing it all the way through, especially in college when I couldn't play ball. That's one of the things that helped. Just
Uh-huh.
therapeutically, it helped me
Yeah.
therapeutically.
Help you
So
cope. Yeah.
yeah, real spill, bro. Like I needed that. So
Uh-huh.
it kept me sane. It kept me going, right?
Yeah.
And so with that, I kept going with it, and like, man, I've been putting out vinyl, like with labels overseas, and
Okay.
just I just not too long ago, February 10th, I had put on a show up at that Slur T on
Well,
North Ave, Subterranean. Man, we
wow.
had it flooded. It was flooded, bro. It was over capacity, so I think I'm gonna put something together like that, man. I'll keep you in tune on that, you know what I'm
What's
saying?
your name? What can they find your music? What's your name?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I go by water. So like the
Water.
element, but two R's.
Okay.
Water with two R's, right? So yeah, y'all, man, or you on social media, man, you could go to the real water, all one word, but water with two R's, right? The real water.
Okay.
Whatever,
Okay.
and check me out. Yeah, I've been doing it, bro. I got it home my craft, man. So that's where we
Yeah.
at. Like last year I was out there in New York. I was on Shade 45, Rappers Out of Control. Got it in on
Okay.
that. If you follow me on IG, you'll see all that. I did the Chinatown
I'm
show.
gonna tune in because after hearing your story, I'm pretty sure because you said it helped you cope. I'm pretty sure what you're rapping about is some positive, shit that's gonna keep you going. It's gonna be something to listen to. And it's definitely I would definitely place my ears on it as soon as we get off this Zoom. I ain't gonna lie, I'm put my
Yeah,
ears on it.
yeah.
I gotta see what's I gotta hear you out, man. I gotta
So
hear
look,
you
if
out.
y'all, wherever, if however you listen to your music, put in water with two R's, right? My
Okay,
latest project I put out February 1st was on Watch the Shore.
okay,
Watch the Shore. Go check that out. It
okay,
was fully produced by Wavy the God. He out there in New York, Brooklyn. You know what I'm
okay.
saying? So yeah, we spreading our wings, man. We doing it like that, bro. But also keeping it in on the business side too. I'm gonna say this too. It was a point a few years back where I was doing some teaching for about 7 years. I did. But
Wow.
this is before my surgery, right?
Okay.
And but I did a couple years at St. Elizabeth, right there on like 41st and State
The
over
elementary
there, and
school.
then yeah, the elementary
Yeah,
school over there.
for sure.
I was over
Okay,
there, and then I was over there at the Urban Prep, the Inglewood campus. They
for
shared a building
sure.
with Inglewood because
Uh huh.
Lacewell was the principal over there. Lacewell used to be a teacher at Hales. You know what I'm saying? So
Wow.
respect him. But
Yeah.
but it's funny too, man. Real quick, like it's a dude named Heavy Crowns out here doing music right now, and
Uh
he
huh.
rapping Inglewood hard. But he was a student at Hales, right? And I had a hip hop program when I was there. Like I was a paraprofessional there, working with
Okay.
ones who had IEPs or whatnot.
Okay.
And so or they call them diverse learners. But I also had a hip hop program after school, and this guy Heavy Crowns was a part of it, and it's crazy to see what he's doing now. You know what I'm saying? So
Uh huh.
it's beautiful, man. What you do, so like even what you doing, man, you got ones looking up to you, and you gonna spawn the next generation of people that want to do something great, man. So
Yeah, I hope that's what I'm doing right now, man. I want to
yeah,
inspire because, like I said, you inspired me. Your story inspired me, and even the people that came on prior to you from episodes 3, 2, and 1, man, they inspired me. You a shy goat, man. You made it out of shy. I know it was you know how Chicago is. It's been like this for years. You know what I'm saying? A rough
yeah, yeah.
upbringing for most. So to make it out, make it how high you went, you was potentially on your way to the league, and you know life happened, and you recovered, you bounced back, you did what
Right,
we always talk about in football. You beat adversity, you kept fighting, you kept your head down, you kept working, you kept living. That's the most important part. You kept living, and
right.
you fought through, and you made it here today, man, to speak to me, and I'm honored, man, to have you on here. uh what's to come, man? Well, you have any new EPs dropping, or new
Yeah.
mixtape? Talk to us.
So like I said, I just put out the project Watch the Shore February 1st, so y'all can go check that
Okay.
out.
Uh
Got a
huh.
few couple videos out there, all clones. And then I just put one out today. Actually, it's real light though. It's
Okay.
called Block Music. That's with Boss Vo. And then you got
Okay.
I got my next project gonna be coming with the standouts called The Honorable Part
Okay.
Two. You know what I'm saying? So y'all, that's gonna drop in April. So stay on the lookout for that.
For
Um,
sure.
I'm gonna be putting on some more shows. So just go check me out at the Real Water. All one word, the Real Water.
The real water. We
Y'all,
got you.
y'all can stay in tune, man. Hey, but real quick, man. Once again, respect to you. Shout out to you and your family, and and
Appreciate
um
that, man.
and holding up the light and the legacy of Coach Sanders. You know, like I said, that he's a one of one. You know what I'm saying?
I,
None
I
before it,
appreciate
none to
that.
come. You know what I'm saying?
I
It's like,
appreciate
man,
that, man.
it's like, man, I'm talking about the energy, bro. Like the intensity, man. Like, I ain't gonna
Yeah.
lie, bro. It's like Coach Sanders could talk to you and
Uh,
he could make you believe that you could run through a brick wall, bro. Like you could see him talk to you. Man, I done seen him like put his bald head, bro, with nothing on it, and headbutt somebody with a helmet on, bro. Like
yes, I've seen it as well. Yes.
and act like nothing happened, bro. I seen him hit his head with the palm of with this part of his hand, bro, the hardest part. Like I seen him hit his head like because I remember real quick, I saw Brian Matthews, bro, like a basketball had hit his head in the game, and he was like
Mm,
thrown off about it. Like he it threw him off or something. And Coach
Uh-huh.
Sanders was mad about that, bro. He was like, "Man, Brian, you let him mad because a basketball hit you in the." And he's like, "Man, if something hit me," and he started, bro. He hit his head like 3, 4 times so hard. I'm like, wow. I'm talking about, but the point is the intensity
Yeah, he's
that
very
he
intense.
had,
Yeah.
and it was like I ain't gonna lie, for like some of that transferred to me, a lot of
Yeah.
it, because it's like I could be real cool, but like just like that, like just Coach Sanders, man, it's like you could be cool, but if you say something slick, he could be real cool, but don't say nothing slick, because then it's gonna like
He's gonna
it,
turn him
it's gonna
up.
flip. It's gonna flip
Yeah.
real quick,
Just like
and
a
it's that's
switch.
how
Yeah.
like a
Yeah.
like a switch, bro. And I feel like I got some of that too. I ain't gonna lie, so I really do.
Same
So
here, man. I can
yeah,
second that. My
yeah,
intensity gets shown more when I'm doing the coaching thing. A lot of people say I coach just like my father. Man, I'm gonna invite you to some of my games so you can see it live.
yeah,
People say I
yeah,
literally sound and look like my father. The way I demonstrate things, the way I speak to the kids, the way I be so engaged in the game. I want to win that bad that I'm gonna be
yeah.
out there with you from the sideline though. I'm
Yeah,
gonna
that
be with
word.
you. You feel me?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that
Yes, sir.
he definitely helped me to become the man I am today, man. Like I said, it's always gonna be love between me and your family, man. We go way back. It's
Yes, sir.
always gonna be love. Um, I'm gonna
Same
call
here.
you. Yeah, I'm gonna call you after this, man. We gotta link up. We
Yeah,
gotta
for sure. We gonna
we
link
gotta
up. You
get up with
already
each
know.
other, man. It been so long, man. You my guy. You family, man. Your people,
Yeah,
they
that real
family,
life.
man. For sure, man.
Yeah.
So we're gonna stay in contact and
Yes, we are.
love,
Hey, we gonna
Dwayne.
we gonna go to lunch. We gonna go to lunch, bro. We gonna do some lunch, man. You know what I'm saying? Have a little brotherhood session. You know what I'm
For
saying? We have a
sure,
little
man.
fun.
I bet.
Yeah,
Let's set that up then, man. We
yeah,
got
we'll
each
do
other
that.
line. Let's set that up, man. But all love,
All
my
right,
guy,
bro.
man.
Peace.
I appreciate you, man. Peace out.
Yes, sir. All right, peace.
I always tell everybody I don't go in there looking for the knockout. I go looking for the win. But if you get it online,